Hello, everyone. My name is Call, and what I want to talk about real quickly today is I want to talk about tantric sexual unions. I feel like there's a lot of misunderstanding about Tantra in general. Keep in mind that Tantra has nothing to do with sex in reality. Sex is a technique within Tantra. Tantra in and of itself is like yoga, simply means union. So let me go ahead and share your screen. I found this chart not too long ago in one of my books, and the name of the book is Sexual Secrets. It's from the late 70s. I don't know if it's still published. However, this chart had me captivated. Although I've understood the tantric sexual stuff for quite some time, I didn't really. Anyway, graphic depictions often make it clear. Let's put it that way. So, what this shows you is it shows you the ascension of the energy in a mutual coupling. Now, keep in mind that this mutual coupling, which is being described, can be heterosexual, it can be homosexual, it can be two guys, two women, it doesn't so much matter. Really what we're talking about is two cultivated, I have to use that term, cultivated individuals. These are not generally folks who don't have spiritual practices, who don't do yoga, don't meditate, things like that. Generally, these approaches don't work as well if your individual energy is not flowing freely within yourself. So what I want to talk about here is, and again, I want to talk about this through the lens of a heterosexual coupling, because that's what's described in this chart. But again, if it's two men, the principle applies that both men need to retain the energy. That is the role of the male in a tantric coupling, is to continue to retain. So you need to know when to pull back. You want to continue pleasuring, but you need to pull back. So what that means is, if there's penetration involved, you need to pause the penetration and go focus on some other aspect of her or him. So the four tiers in which the energy is rising up are essentially her climaxes. And it doesn't mean there's four climaxes. She may have many, many, many climaxes, but the reality here is what we're doing is the energy is ascending upward within. It's moving within each of the chakras. And if the two individuals are really connected, and they create that we, if they're very, very connected, the energy is flowing in a circular pattern between them. So they are pressurizing each other naturally. So as she climaxes, he will also feel an ascension in his energy. However, he needs to know when, once again, to pull back. The retention is the male's responsibility in this particular case. Her responsibility is to allow. It's to surrender, and it's uninhibited. So uninhibited is the term here. So allowing herself to feel the pleasure, allowing herself to feel the bliss, et cetera, et cetera. So, and again, each one of these phases, the energies will ascend upward. And then eventually at the end, there's a conjoined climax. And at that point, you're off in like another realm of being. So this is not a short period of time that this chart is depicting. It's actually can take hours and hours and hours. It just simply, it depends on the two individuals, of course. And also the amount of sexual energy going into the coupling. So once again, it becomes back to a man needing to maintain his desire for her or him. How is this done? In general, throughout the individual man's life, he needs to recognize that semen retention, or refraining from ejaculation on an everyday basis, is something he needs to focus on. If the man is ejaculating on a regular basis, he's going to lose his charge. If the charge is diminished, he's going to lose his desire for his partner, whoever he's with. And then if you lose desire for your partner, whoever you're with, then what ends up happening is that there is a withdrawal. Ejaculation, well, essentially the biological signal or the meaning of ejaculation is next. It means next person. Because, and again, this is like, again, an oversimplification, but generally speaking, men are trying to spread their semen around. That's the sort of like, if we were like animals, that's essentially what the biological imperative to reproduce is. So there's a lot of other details in this chart. So if you want to pause this video, go ahead and take a look at it. It's actually really, really interesting. There's some more esoteric terms in here that I don't necessarily want to go into, but let me go ahead and stop the screen share. So If you're interested in further elaboration on this sort of experience, tantric sexual coupling, if you'd like to understand the energetics more, or if you would like to understand how to utilize techniques individually that will help you open you up to such experiences, please reach out. Also, if you'd like to have your astrological birth chart explained to you, you can find out things like your destiny, correct work for you, et cetera, et cetera. And finally, if you happen to be into the Chicago area and you need energy balancing or body work, please reach out. So with all that said, thank you for watching. Appreciate you.